Today, December 18th, Chris is going Christmas shopping with her daughter. I had a whole day to kill. It's cloudy outside. I wasn't able to set up and sell on the street. So I'm going to go to a couple of flea markets and look around. And I'm going to title this video, A Day in the Life of. So there's going to be a lot of random flea market stuff and whatever I see driving around today. Truck cannot pass by a Krispy Kreme store. So I'm going to drive right over there. I'm going to drive right over there and pick up 2 chocolate-covered Krispy Kremes and a cup of coffee, and then come right back over to this parking lot and make plans for the rest of the day. Day in the life of. Not much going on. I stopped at that flea market, but that, I don't know, I just went in there and it didn't do a thing for me. I didn't do anything in that market at all. So I'm going to find something else to entertain me today. And I might drag this on to the evening and drive around and look at some Christmas lights. But I got a whole day with nothing planned. Alright, let's go back to the backside. I've been here many times. First time I'm recording it though. So this is my, I guess some people use alcohol, some people use drugs, some people use gambling. I don't know, I guess this is my guilty pleasure. If I drive by a Krispy Kreme, my truck has to enter in. I'm in the line waiting on my 2 chocolate-covered donuts and small black coffee. Yeah, like I say, that's my addiction of choice. I'm 73 years old. I guess I gotta have some addiction. So it's chocolate. I remember when my wife and I visited Hershey, where they make Hershey chocolate up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. That was like I was in heaven that day. And at the end of the tour, I think we bought like 50 pounds or $50 or something of various chocolate candy up there. But I guess that'll be my downfall, is eating too much chocolate or too much sugar. Alright, we're about to inch ahead in this long line. I guess everybody loves.
Thanks for choosing Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I would like a small black coffee and 2 chocolate-covered donuts.
A small black coffee and 2 chocolate ice donuts?
Yes.
Alright, that brings your total to $5.87.
$5.87. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
Thank you.
$5.87.
Okie dokie.
Get that coffee for you.
All right.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome.
I think what I'll do, because I don't have anything better to do, I think I'll drive to the 2 schools I went to in Tennessee. I'm from Minnesota, but I came down here to go to Tennessee Temple University, and I got an undergraduate degree from them. And then I went to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, and I got a master's and MBA from them. So I think what I'll do right now, I'm driving down Brainerd Road. Those of you who ever been in Chattanooga, you'll recognize some of this stuff. This place I'm passing right now, that Boil Shack, it was called the Shake Shack when I came to Tennessee in 1966. And I got a job there as a fry cook. I'm an 18-year-old kid. And it's about, I don't know, where I'm going right now, it's 2 or 3 miles up the road from that, where the Shake Shack was to where the college was. And I walked that to work, going full-time to school and then working there. So I walked this road, I don't know how many times. And when I was a student at Tennessee Temple College. Now, Tennessee Temple College is not in existence anymore, just the campus is. So I'll drive around and I'll look at some of the different buildings. This is more like a nostalgia tour for me than actually showing you the college. But then I think, cause I wanna just have a day that this is like a day for me, just looking at some stuff. Then I'm going to go over to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, where I've got my master's degree, and look around at some of those buildings. We're coming up on the tunnel. I want to go through the tunnel with the camera on, just for the visual effect. But on the other side of Missionary Ridge, this is the tunnel here, is Highland Park, and that's where I went to school for 4 years for the undergraduate, and then I went to school for 2 years for the graduate degree. So for me being just a flea market bum, I'm a highly educated flea market bum. I like tunnels and bridges when I'm going over them or through them. I think it sort of makes a pretty good effect. Alright, we'll be in campus in just a minute. What we're approaching now is the auditorium. Back when I was on campus, this was the Highland Park Baptist Church. It's a different name now, I can't see it from here. But I'm going to get out of the truck and walk around campus. I was an 18-year-old kid when I came to this school. I had many years ago. When I was in school there in the 60s, this was the main auditorium of the Highland Park Baptist Church. And then they built a big building over there. See the white one way over there? That was the new auditorium. They changed this name to Chauncey Good Auditorium. And I'm going to show you the next building here. This was called Phillips Chapel. Now this was the original Highland Park Baptist Church. See way up on top there? That was called the Prayer Tower. Me and many other students at that time spent many hours up there. I was a young preacher boy at that time with big ideals, but this is where I came as an 18-year-old kid. This building at that time was called the Happy Corner, just a big cafe, and I believe the post office box was in that building also. You have to see this square of concrete right there. See that? Okay, I want to tell you a funny story. You'll get a kick out of this. There was a telephone booth here. You know, one of those old-fashioned things, the glass doors. Well, I showed up on a Greyhound bus from Minnesota, and it was like 4 in the morning on a I think it was a Saturday morning. It might have been a Sunday morning. But anyway, I get here, and I took a cab from the Greyhound bus. The Greyhound bus was downtown. So I came straight down 9th Street, or Martin Luther King Boulevard today. And I got here, and nothing was open. I mean, everything was locked up tight. And it was cold, believe it or not. It was in September. And me being from Minnesota, I thought I was headed south. I thought I was headed to hot weather. And so I'm freezing to death here waiting for something to open up. So I came over here to this phone booth, and I had like, 2 suitcases. One suitcase was full of swords of the Lord. Those of you that know about Temple or the Sword of the Lord, you'll smile at that. But one suitcase full of clothes, and I just brought a bunch of my swords of the Lord just because I liked them. And so I got in this phone booth and shut the glass door and shivered and waited for daybreak. That's my good story about my first impression of Tennessee Temple. Let's walk around and find some more buildings. This big building here was the cafeteria. And this is where I learned to love sweet tea. Being from Minnesota, coffee was the drink you drink. And if you did drink tea, it wasn't sweet tea. So I got down here, and the lady that ran it was called Ma Parker. And her tea was definitely sweet. And I got hooked on that. And I mean, I like sweet tea, but that used to be the cafeteria here. When I was here in the 60s, most of these buildings were being built. It was a big time of building for Tennessee Temple. And over here, I'm going to swing it on real slow if I can and see it. I've got the sunlight in my eyes, so I don't know if I'm really seeing a picture. But this was the gymnasium. And back then, the basketball team was dynamic. It had Ron Bishop, and that's the only name I can remember. He went on and became, I think, the coach of the Crusaders for a few years. But he had a big impact on college basketball here at this school. And then this building right over here, I'm going to walk over to it because the sun is in my eyes. But that was the bookstore. Let me get a little bit closer. That building right there called Together Cafe, that used to be the bookstore. And then across from over here, all these buildings were dorms that were being built during my time here. But this was it's probably a big part of my life was this the years I spent on this campus. And I lived on this campus. I'm not going to walk over to it. It's about 4 blocks. The dormitory I lived was called Carey Hall. If anybody's watching this and you remember Carey Hall, leave a comment in my comment section. But this just walking around here brings back a lot of good memories of this place back when I was 18 years old. I'm 73 now, so what is that, 55 years ago. Golly. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I was going to go down and show the campus of UTC, but I think I'll do that another time. This gives those of you that follow my videos or look at any of my videos, you get a little picture of who I am, just being in this on this campus here. I was going to make a video of UTC also, but I'll do that another time. I gotta go down there and buy a hat anyway. I want a hat that says UTC on it. I'm getting tired of my old black hat because it's not black anymore. It ends up being dirty gray. But I like my hat because it says 1948, and I like to think I'm a 1948 model, you know, full of Bondo and patches and all the things that keep you alive. Yeah, this was it's funny how I chose this school. From Minnesota, I was going to go to Pillsbury Baptist Bible College, and they had a great president there. He was an evangelist named Dr. Monroe Parker, and I liked that guy a lot. And I was going to go to school 40 miles from my hometown, but he resigned, and I thought, well, I want to go to a school where there's a great leader. So Dr. Lee Robertson was the leader of this school and the pastor of Highland Park Baptist Church. So Tennessee Temple was my second choice, but I don't regret it. I came to Chattanooga, and this is where I met my wife and had all my kids and grandkids, great-grandkids. And I'd sure enough rather live in Chattanooga than cold Minnesota.